All right, y'all. The Reliable Representation Show. We just getting queued up here. We're getting ready to be kicking off in just a moment. Sorry, we're a little late. We just coming right behind Dr. Henderson, and he had a very good show. And so we're gonna be getting going live in just a moment. We'll be live now for hand. They're gonna have us queued up in a minute. But I hope y'all tune in. We have a very exciting show. We have a candidate that's running for office. I'm not going to tell you who they are, what they're running from, or running for, not from. Ooh, they need to be running from office. They know like I know. But we're not going to let you know anything. You got to stick around to find out who we have on the show. I think you let the cat out of the bag already, didn't you, Brittany?
Well, y'all don't. Everybody may not have followed us on social.
Well, y'all don't go look at Brittany's page because she ought to see who the candidate that we're having on. But we are very excited this evening. Are you ready, Brittany? And we also have another special guest that's going to be coming in, Alderwoman Irma Johnson from the city of Byron. All right, good evening out there, District 66, Hinds County, Jackson, Mississippi, Terry, Mississippi, Byron, Mississippi. I'm just going through all the cities in the city because I'm feeling good. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in and sharing your evening with us. We could not do it without y'all. And Brittany, tell everybody hello out there in Radio Land.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all? Hoping everyone are well. We're gearing up for Love Day tomorrow, you all.
Tomorrow sure is Valentine's Day. Ooh, well. You know, I got to stay single till after the 4th.
I feel have me a gift tomorrow.
It is, and Valentine's Day. So I hope that everybody has an amazing Valentine's Day. It is definitely time to just show your love to people, and it doesn't matter. You got to be with a significant other. You know, just show your love to your family, your kids, or whatever. It's just a day of love. So let's love everybody for that one day. All right, hey there, how you doing, Miss Darlene Wilson out there in Utica, Mississippi? Happy Valentine's Day, Miss Darlene. That's my Valentine there. She always in the support. So Miss Darlene is my Valentine. So thank you for tuning in. My face just lights up every time I see you joining us. So Brittany, you're gonna want to kick us off with just a little bit of a mild topic because we're waiting on Alderwoman to get here, and so we don't want to get too deep.
We want to talk about Black History Month, you all. Black History is celebrated primarily February, but we do want to shed some light on it and just highlight significant people that have definitely paved the way for us. And so, as me, Representative Nixon, has been talking, it's imperative that we do make certain that we're exercising our right to vote. We know voting is around the corner. We have some municipal elections coming up, and those people that paved the way, such as Dr. King and others, we definitely want to make certain we're not killing their dreams, but we're actually fulfilling the dreams. So make certain that you're actively involved in your communities. Everyone can serve, and Dr. King couldn't have put it a better way. Everyone is entitled to being able to participate in service, and service means serving someone else other than yourself. Not being a self-serving. So make certain that we're serving others, making certain we're putting the needs of others, such as less fortunate, underprivileged, before our own. So I definitely want to highlight that.
That is true. And now that you mentioned voting, we actually had a measure in the House Concurrent Resolution number 3, which would have given the right to vote back to people who have been disenfranchised. Really? They had committed disenfranchising crimes. I'm sorry.
Really?
But they died on the calendar today, unfortunately. We did take it up. That would have been a great step in the right direction.
Wow.
But I do have some good news. So Senator Jeremy England over in the Senate, he's from the coast, and he authored a bill for early voting, and it passed the Senate.
Good.
And so it passed the Senate. It's going to be coming over to the House. The governor attacked him, of course, the governor, and what's the guy's name? He used to be a senator, McDaniel.
Okay, Chris McDaniel. I think I read some of that on Facebook.
Yeah, and they really attacked him. They had a picture of England talking to Senator Simmons, Derek Simmons, which is a Democrat minority leader.
Okay.
Had a picture talking to him, and they said, see, he's a Democrat, and he's doing what Democrats do. He's a rhino Republican in name only. And that's just, they should not do that, to our people. But I really want to thank him for standing up and doing the right thing. That's what it's all about. A lot of times you got to take personal beliefs out of things in politics and do ultimately what's the right thing. He also did something else that was good today.
What else did he do?
He brought a bill out that will allow direct shipment of alcohol to your house.
Wow. He's gonna make a lot of people happy.
It is everybody happy. So he he did that and once again that's something I think you have to take your personal beliefs out of it. I have some colleagues in the House that anytime any bill relating it has alcohol in it, they vote it down because they say, well, it's against my Christian belief or alcohol. But you need to ask yourself, what about your constituents? What's going to be best for them, and so you have to kind of you have to understand how to do what not what you think is right or wrong, but doing what you think is good for your overall community. So
Yeah.
definitely want to send a shout out to Senator England, and that's something that we don't do. We don't give people credit when they do things. He's gone out on a limb for us to extend voting rights and get early voting done. And we need to stand behind him and support him and say, we appreciate you, because if we do that, more people will start falling in line and saying, hey, I know I got somebody that's going to support me. And so every chance I get, I'm putting some on Facebook saying, thank you, Senator England, for what you did. We really appreciate it. Now, it's
That's what you call going against the grain.
Going against the grain. That's it. When you're in leadership, and it takes, and I experienced a lot of stuff with this tax bill, House Bill 1, you have to make tough decisions. That's why you were put into leadership. If you're there and everybody just love you and you're doing everything that everybody loves, and you're not pushing the envelope, then you're not an effective leader.
Correct.
You have to do things, especially when you see something that's not working. You can't keep on doing it over and over. Like so many people would do. They do it because they want to be safe.
Correct.
Yes, I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna be safe and I don't have to really worry about it. So I'm definitely thankful to Senator England. In my opinion, I think we probably have about a 50% chance of actually getting early voting. I think we can get it through the House. The only thing is when it goes to the governor, he's going to veto it. We already know he will. But the thing is, we can override his veto with a 2/3 majority in both chambers. And so will the people stand up and override his veto? And what people are saying right now is when England brought that out, the people that support him, they say, well, we early voting already now because we use the absentee method to early vote. They say, so we would much rather have this so we don't have to go and lie. Because when you get an absentee, you got to say, well, I'm going to be working. So they say, it'll stop us from lying if we can get early voting because we're doing it now.
Okay.
And so I'm definitely thankful about that.
Okay. Well, we definitely want to, like we said, we shedded light on Black History Month. I definitely want to touch on another dear topic to me, and that would be our school district. Let's make certain we're not killing our children. We're doing everything possible to ensure that they're their best selves. And I say this from secondary and post-secondary. I've experienced both sectors of it. And in so many ways, we are not helping our children develop emotionally as well as academics. I know academics, rule the nation. You want them to graduate with a scholarship. You don't have to pay for college. But at the same time, we're as educators, we're drowning our children with the work, the rigor of the material, and expecting we're teaching them to test just to pass another test. They're not actually academically inclined to pursue anything when they come to college because they're so burnt out on school from the secondary side. When they reach post-secondary, they can't write a paper, they can't write a paragraph. They're just so burnt out, they're just clueless. And a lot of them are pursuing college because they've been told from their families, hey, you go to school, you get a degree, then you're going to be successful. That is true in some instances, but you have to pray to God and ask him to give you your vision of how your life should pan out. Don't just go along with what has been customary. And I see that a lot. And so I'm saying that it's to our educators, our administrators, let's put more into our children. Let's pour into our children. I'll go back and, I'm a transparent person. My previous employer, when I worked for Jackson Public Schools, I worked at Blackburn Middle School, and my previous administrator was Dr. LaQuanta Nelson. We started off with a superb relationship. Things got rocky professionally, but now I'm grateful because it built my character. She could build and change the climate and culture of a school. You could come in, Blackburn, everyone knows, right there by Jackson State in West Jackson. It's not an A school district. You have children attending that school from all walks of life. However, she was able to change the narrative of that school. She is one of the very few leaders that's under 45 that I know that could come into school, an F-rated school, and change it in a matter of months. That makes a volume statement. However, we tend as African Americans, we don't look at that. We tend to like, oh, she's changing something, she's getting put in the school a step above. And so we push people out like that. We need the academics again, but you got to have a child's self-esteem up where they can come and be effective when they enter the classroom. So you all, let's make certain we're going back to candidacy and voting. really listen to our candidates, make sure education is one of their priorities because it's definitely what's going on that's attributed to the crime. These people that are committing crimes, and I'm not labeling anyone, but you all just look up statistics. They're coming from our poverty-stricken areas, and they're coming because of the lack of academics. They don't have anything. They don't know anything. So that's the truth. Why I just be a class clown, I get more attention. They're looking for love in all the wrong places. So I want to see that.
And we really got to start getting tough on our administrators at these schools
Definitely.
because I'm going to go back to the charter schools. Charter schools are brought to Mississippi on the premise of they can come to a D and F rated district.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so that's the only way now. Once a district, JPS, for instance, when they rose to a C,
Mhm.
they cannot open any more charter schools in
Okay.
Jackson as long as
Okay.
we maintain the C.
Gotcha.
But guess what?
What?
We had a bill that we fought against. I think it was 14, 41, 43, 45, one of the 40s. In this bill, what it was going to do is it was going to change it and allow charter schools to come to C-rated districts.
Oh my God.
So it would open it up to C-rated districts, meaning charter will be able to open up more schools right here in Jackson. And I got a call about it. I got a few calls about it. Will you support this bill? Will you support this bill? I said, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll support this bill if we open it up to A, B, and C districts. That's it, because all of this, we just talked about this elimination of DEI. But what we're doing right now is they're showing favoritism, because if Jackson can have charter schools, then why can't an A-rated district have it? We're talking about equality, right?
Correct.
And so when I told them that, they got off my phone after that. Because what they're doing is charter schools, and I'm not knocking charter schools. They have some great schools, great programs. I'm not knocking them or anything of that sort, but they're using these to weaponize our schools in our failing districts, because what they're saying is, well, if we have a D-rated district or F-rated or now a C-rated district, the solution is to put a charter school there. How is that helping the school? The solution is going to be to come in and figure out what resources do we need to give that district to get the scores back up and to get it where it needs to be.
Correct.
Once we get our school district stabilized and get everything the way it needs to be, I'm okay with saying, okay, let's let charters come in. Let's let this happen. But we got to fix what we have first at home. And our governor, his state of the state, he bragged about it, and it was good. He bragged about education, the third and fourth graders making national rankings. They've improved so much. And so if our students are doing good with things that were implemented in the last 6-7 years, why are we going to start changing things now?
Totally.
We need to go and stay along this trajectory. And we got a celebrity coming in, y'all. This is Alderwoman Irma Johnson from Ward 1 in the great city of Byram. She is my alderwoman, so she can do no wrong. She is the best of the best.
Listen, she must be the only one, because listen, you all, he gonna crucify everybody. He gonna nail them to the cross, y'all.
I sure will. We'll call him out on it. And y'all, look, when I vote away the shit on my phone. Now, wait, can you tell me what about something, Judge?
Listen, I wish him.
I'm just questioning.
And she gonna tell me stuff I don't know. She said, "Hey, can you look at this bill?" Yes, man. Let me look at it. And so, definitely, I appreciate you for reaching out, because not a lot of elected officials reach out. They don't care what goes on up there, and when it all boils down, they upset after it has hit the fan. So that's important. You're advocating for your constituents.
Exactly. I mean, if we don't all get involved, like you've been preaching,
Yes,
you've been preaching, get involved and ask the questions, the hard questions. And so that I'm a believer of that. I really am.
Yeah, that's it. We got to work together in order to make it, to make it happen. Yeah, yes. And yeah, we got working on that's somebody else. Okay. All right. So tell us what you have going on in the big city of Byram, Mississippi, Ms. Johnson.
Okay. In the big city of Byram. Good evening, everyone. My name is Irma Johnson.
And we had a Catherine Bellin that said hello.
Hey there. Irma Johnson, and I'm an alderman in Ward 1, as Fabian had already told you. But tonight, what I'm coming to you about is we are promoting healthy living in our city. Okay. We received a grant from the Department of Health to do this. And many cities are doing this. But some of the things that we're doing is we do vaccination clinics, we do blood drives, we do a number of things. We did a Christmas tree lighting, we did trick-or-treating. But what we did for trick-or-treating, we did not do the regular traditional thing and give out candy. What we gave out was toothbrushes and toothpaste to clean your teeth. And I did add a little bit of sugar-free candy in there just to make it pop a little bit.
Wow, that's good. The Mayoral Health Council, that's a really good program.
Right. And we have some excellent councils people that have joined this. I've got like 15 people that help me do this. So I don't by no means want to take all the credit, because it is what they put into it and how they helped me pull it off. But tonight, I want to do what I'm coming to you about tonight is we're having a Merrill Health Council help forum. And this is where we're going to engage the community in those that don't know what we've already done. We're going to tell them what we've done. We're going to tell them what we plan to do. And then what I want to do is I want to have an open discussion with the citizens of Byram. And this could be from 6 to 90. I don't care who's there. What I want to know is, what are some of the things that we as a forum or we as a council could put in place so that Byram is a healthy and a safe place to live. And that can be from eating right, from walking, from exercising, and things like that. And actually, we got an upcoming baby shower where we're going to be advocating for pregnant women and women that have a child up to 1 year old about what do they need to do to raise a safe baby and have it healthy and all of that. So it's a lot of things, and I'm so excited about a bunch of these projects. And Fabian is a council member, by the way.
Well, see, you say you have some great members, so I was just gonna get around to that.
Right.
And I'm proud to serve.
Yes, he is. And so this forum is going to take place Thursday, February 20th. Please mark your calendar from 6 to 8. It is a free forum. We will have refreshments, healthy refreshments, mind you, and door prizes and things like that. And I'm inviting everyone to come out to this from 6 to 8 Thursday.
And it's going to be?
It's going to be at City Hall.
And I hope that people are listening and do come out. Come out and let your voice be heard.
Right.
You know, be a part of the decision making, you know, and it's good to have a leader that wants your input instead of just saying, we're going to do this, this, and that. But having a leader that listens to the community, I think is very, very important. And that's just a good way to build community. That's one thing that I love about Byram. We're always figuring out ways to bring the community together. You know, Alderwoman Gibson started the Food Truck Friday.
Right.
And I love going to the Food Truck Friday. And the community loves going to. They get mad because we don't announce it fast enough on it. Why ain't nobody tell me? But those are good things for the community to bring us together as a community. And I got a call because this time we'll get a food truck back up out there.
Well, we've been talking about it, but you know, it's been pretty cold. You can't start early.
Yeah, don't entertain him. We're supposed to be talking about losing weight this year. We're not gonna start food truck till it get warm spring. You just hold on. We got another month.
But we are working on that. We're gonna bring that back.
The end of next month.
But yeah, definitely. But I think, like I said, I brag about y'all all the time because what the things that y'all are doing, you know, down there, and we got to start spreading it all across the other places and get the community back involved in things. And let them know they have a voice.
Right. Let them know that they got a voice, and if they see, even if it's something simple, like, can't we make this a walking trail? If we have the funds and the city can support that, we would definitely advocate that. Now, we can't do everything, so some of the ideas you might throw out there, we might not be able to do. But put it out there, you never know.
We'll put it on the list.
That's right.
And we can check them off one at a time. We got some projects that's going to be coming through this year for Byram. Hopefully we can get it funded. But you know, we'll take it one step at a time. But you have to let your voice be heard. That's so important. And now what I will say is, let me give the people, citizens of Byram, credit. Now they do speak up.
Oh yeah, they do.
Our constituents do speak up, so we definitely appreciate. Right. Oh, this is you got a comment. Ms. Catherine Bellin said, more officials in office need to do these kinds of things. This warms my heart.
Great. I appreciate that because, you know, I believe in one thing. You take one bite at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's where I'm going because I love Byram and I want to live there for, you know, the rest of my days here on earth. But I want it to be clean. I want it to be healthy. I want it to be inviting. And I want young people that want that same thing to come and live among us.
That's it. And also, while I have you here, I want to go ahead and tell you congratulations on winning your election because you're running unopposed. So I'm the first to tell you congratulations.
Well, thank you, baby.
And I'm so glad that you don't have an opponent because I did not feel like getting out there doing all at once because we were going to knock every door down because You coming back? My alderwoman ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I'm so humble that that I do not have an opponent, but I was ready.
Oh yeah, she was ready,
I was
y'all.
ready.
She was ready. She called me at the end of last year, like, what we gonna do? I said, we got it. I said, let's just see, let's watch it and see.
Mhm.
But definitely congratulations, and I'm just proud to be able to call you my alderwoman.
And I'm proud to call you my representative.
You know, look, when y'all redoing no mess, I said, I don't care how y'all draw them lines, y'all just better not draw me out of Ward 1. Y'all do whatever y'all want to with it.
Yeah.
But definitely appreciate
Oh, and
you.
one last thing I want to print. Take down this number. I'll need you to RSVP for this forum. 601-372-7746, extension 105. I'm going to repeat that. 601-372-7746, extension 105. If you forget the number, just call Byram City Hall and ask for extension 105 and RSVP. The reason I want you to do this is that, like I said, we're preparing snacks and door prizes. I want to know how many people is coming so I can be prepared.
And y'all should have the red carpet rolled out for you. I promise you.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
Mhm.
And I also will have this on my social media page, so y'all can look at my page. It'll be a flyer on there with all of the information and details that you need on it. But you know, please, y'all, come out and just come out and be a part of this. This is the start of something great. This has been going on maybe what, 4 months?
4 months. Yeah, we started in like September.
Like in 4 months, and so, and the feedback has just been amazing from the people that have come out and just enjoyed the events and things. That we've had going on. And I think Utica is starting one up now.
Yeah, Utica has one. Terry
Okay.
has one. I think Bolton might have one too.
Bolton, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody jumping on board.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about, because we as a community need to be healthy people. Share this with your friends. Bring a friend with you. It does not matter. Bring a friend. Get some people in the audience.
That sounds great. Well,
all right.
Thank you so much. And y'all, Ms. Johnson, she on the roll and me today. She on the way to a board meeting now.
That's exactly right.
Now I'm the one that can rip and run.
I think I've been doing this all day today. It's been a rough day for me, but I got a 7 o'clock meeting. Got to be there.
That's it. But if y'all need me, I'm on the one call. Like what's that? Richard Swartz, one call. That's all.
That's all. Thank you for having me, Fabian. I really enjoyed myself here this evening.
You got to come back.
And to the audience, please come to the forum.
All right, Ms. Johnson.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, y'all have heard it from my alderwoman, Ms. Irma Johnson, Ward 1 in the city of Byron, Mississippi, 39272. And so y'all come on out to this community health forum. It's going to be next Thursday, February the 20th, 2025, and it's going to be from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. And it's going to be at Byram City Hall. And y'all stay tuned. We have another guest coming up real soon, so y'all got to stay there. I'm not gonna keep y'all in suspense, but we're gonna be bringing him up in a minute. And so back to you. All right, see you later, Ms. Irma. And she's
the next event I want to let you all know about. Sheriff Tyree Jones is hosting his town hall. So he's traveling through the rural municipalities, just informing the citizens of the process, the procedures in regards to how the sheriff's office works. Tonight he's in Terry. So the time is from 6 to 7. It's the Terry Community Center. So if you're listening, you're in that area. It is taking place again tonight at the Terry Community Center, 104 Madison Street, Terry, Mississippi. Go out, meet him and his command staff, and along with your municipality's chief of police, and we having dialogue. You can ask some questions and concerns you may have about your area in regards to how the governing of the sheriff's department works. So definitely attend that on this Thursday. And Tuesday, February 18th, he'll be in Edwards at Edwards Community Center. So make certain that you attend Tuesday if you live in the Edwards community area. Sheriff Tyree Jones, along with his command staff, along with the chief of police for Edwards, they will be there to answer any questions that you have about your community service, response time, all that good stuff on law enforcement. So make certain to attend. Have any questions, definitely can contact his office at 601-974-2900.
All right, I want to say good evening to Mr. Jason Clark over at the Public Service Commissioner's Office, Central District. And thank you. Ms. Catherine Bellin said that she lives in Michigan. She's been following me for a year, and I'm for change and community connection. You are absolutely right. We want to bring our community and our people together. That is so important to us. I had something I was going to add. Oh, not tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow Friday, right? So tomorrow for all Reedtown Water Association customers, the Representative Stephanie Foster will be hosting a water giveaway in the old Sunflower parking lot in the city of Utica. So if you need water, come out and get it. You must have a copy of your water bill because we want to make sure that this water is going to the people that need it, which are Reedtown customers. So
What time is it?
it's going to be from 1 to 3 tomorrow.
Okay.
And so if you're a Reedtown customer, it doesn't matter if you live in Utica. You can be on the Claiborne County side or the Capaya County side. We want you to come out. And so I'm going to try to get out there and help them hand out water. But Reedtown customers, please come out. And we are working on some things now, trying to get that system back up and going.
Okay. So you all, if you have any questions, Requires our Representative Nelson will post it on his social media just to inform people again, but make certain if you are available that you do take advantage of that. And again, it's for the needy, not the greedy. So if you already have water, you have money to go purchase water, definitely don't go out there being in the way, because it's exactly what you're doing. You're taking away from some other person or family that could definitely benefit from this.
That's it. And we are by any means, when we did ours, of course, it was only for Reedtown customers, and we were not trying to be mean and ugly and rude and turn people away. But we got to make sure that our Reedtown customers have water, because sometimes they're without water for a day or two. So we want to make sure that it's getting to them. So it wasn't that we didn't want to give it to you. We just want to make sure that the ones that needed it had it. However, we got any more church announcements? Are we ready for our special guest?
We'll come back with the other ones. Definitely want to thank you all for JSU Day yesterday at the Capitol. Definitely want to say thank you to our legislators and senators who definitely take out their tireless time to make certain day celebrate all colleges and universities here in the state of Mississippi. So definitely want to highlight that this day. Thank you all for that. I'll come back at the end with two other announcements, but we'll turn it over to our guest.
All right, so we have someone that's running for office, running for city council, one of the 100 people running on the ballot in Jackson.
Seems like it.
So we're gonna let you
100.
over 100 or something. So we're gonna let him introduce himself and tell us all about it. This is our first time meeting, so I'm very, very curious.
Awesome. Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Kevin, and I am running for Jackson City Council in Ward 7. So easy to remember, Kevin for 7. Get
Kevin
that
or
in your
7, I
brain.
like that.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
let's write that one down. Kevin or 7. I like
Yes.
that.
Matter of
Okay.
fact, the website is ward7kevin.com. So if you're interested, go to ward7kevin.com.
Look,
But listen, I live in the ward. We love Ward 7. My wife and I live here. My wife and I both work remotely, and so we could literally live anywhere in the world. And we choose Jackson every day because we love it. It's such a special place. We're homeowners here. We send our kids to JPS. It's the most amazing eateries. The people are amazing. There's beauty all around. It's wonderful. And I also don't need to tell your listeners that it also has its challenges as well. And so I'm running to, hopefully I want to continue all the great, amazing, fantastic things that make Jackson special. And I also hope to address some of our challenges as well.
You make Ward 7 sound so good. It made me want to move over to Ward 7.
Come on, we'll have you. We love to have you.
Look, y'all, I'm just playing because I don't need somebody saying Representative Nelson to move out of his district. He over in North Jackson, because they'll be ready for this. So y'all, I'm just kidding, okay? I'm not going in.
Yeah. And we go all the way. It goes north to south, and then we go all the way.
You go down where to Elton, close to Elton Road?
Yeah, it goes
Okay.
all the way. It's just a sliver, but yes.
Okay. Okay, so tell me. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk about some of the challenges that we're having in our city and ways that you look to overcome those.
Yep. So we have 5 priorities in our campaign, and the first that we have is transparency and communication.
Okay.
We want folks to have a sense of what's happening in City Hall and be aware of the issues, and we have to find a way to meet people where they are. Some folks have the time and the capacity and the interest to come to a 5-hour meeting in the middle of some random Tuesday, but a lot of folks just don't have that luxury. So they might prefer things live streamed. They might want an email with just bullet points of what's going on. But we have to find a way to keep people engaged. So, definitely an interest in transparency and communication. Our second priority is around safety. We want to make sure that Jackson is safe to have kids play, when you go to work, when you go to school, when you're about town, you're going shopping. We want people to feel safe. Our third priority is infrastructure, taking care of the basics, making sure that roads are well maintained, the water coming out of your pipes is clean, the lights are turned on, all the bridges and everything is sort of taken care of. And trash pickup, certainly trash pickup, infrastructure issues.
Because I don't feel like being a garbage man again.
No.
When I was campaigning, we had the garbage issue, and I was out picking up garbage,
Yeah.
the elderly garbage,
Yeah.
and because I just felt bad for them. So please fix
Yeah,
the garbage.
it was terrible. And I think folks don't want to talk about that anymore, but like we can't normalize that. Like to not have garbage pickup for months at a time is a colossal failure at the highest order, and that should never happen again.
That's the problem that we see in politics right now. Is we have politicians that don't want to talk about the real issues. And me, I talk about everything. If it's the good, I talk more about the bad than I do about the good stuff, because I want people to know and raise awareness as to this cannot continue to go on.
Yes.
You sweep it under the rug and you don't talk about
Correct.
it, guess what? It's going to end up repeating itself.
Correct.
And so
I think we need both. And I'm not afraid to talk about the things that we need to talk about to get better.
Yes.
But I also sometimes get sad when I hear people just completely bash on Jackson constantly, like there's nothing good here either. And I also think we need to celebrate the wonderful, amazing things about Jackson. But you're right. I take your point.
Yeah.
We can't be shy about talking head on about the issues.
About what we have.
Because it won't get better.
It won't get better. Like you said, the good things, like I was just talking about this early voting bill.
Yes.
And now we as Democrats are not coming out
Correct.
and saying we appreciate
exactly
you in
right.
England for doing what you did. We need to say we appreciate you. Well,
Yes.
you probably have a lot of stuff that we don't agree with.
Correct.
And we'll be ready to bash you on that.
Right.
But when you're doing something,
that was sad. The reaction has been sad because I think Senator England's right on this issue.
yes.
That like voting early just makes sense. People don't have to lie anymore. It expands access. All kinds of things make sense.
It's
And
us.
then if you're going to disagree on the issue, fine, whatever. We're going to disagree on the issue. But then when he attacked people for reaching across the aisle, I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, why are we having that kind of attack? And then there was attack on his weight. Then there was personal attacks. It's got so ugly and nasty. But yes, you're right.
It is. And so we gotta. It's okay. Like it's okay to disagree politically, but when it comes to the point of you attacking somebody, it is. That's off guards. And we had a comment from Miss Catherine says, "Have to learn from the past, or history is going to keep repeating itself."
Yes.
Very true.
That is so true. You have to learn. You have to learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from them, it's gonna happen again.
The quote I like is, history may not repeat itself, but it rhymes. Close enough.
Yeah, right. Okay. So you told me your last one was you're talking about garbage, and what's another? What's your next thing?
Yeah. So the last two is so pride. We mentioned that as much as we want to address the issues, we want to be proud, and we should be proud of ourselves as Jacksonians, and we also should be proud when we're talking to folks who aren't here as well. And then the fifth priority is growth, and this includes population growth as well as economic growth. It's real hard to be a business owner in Jackson. We don't make it easy, and so we need to streamline some processes and work with our business owners.
When I catch people that just bash Jackson, oh, it's so bad, this and that, and I ask them, well, why are you living here then?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And some folks don't have a choice. Some folks, they don't have the ability. But a lot of people, yeah.
I'm like, well, why are you here? If it's so bad, go somewhere else. And like you said, they're here because they can't go anywhere else. So the thing is, since you're stuck here, you need to make the best out of it.
Right.
You said this is a condition that we're in, and let's make the best out of it.
Yeah.
What can I do to fix and clean the community up? We have community cleanups, and people that complain, we say, hey, don't call in here complaining. Everybody's calling here and complaining. We need you Saturday morning.
That's exactly right.
And none of them show up.
I just did one at Battlefield Park, and there were some folks who came, but not a lot of folks who come. I'm going to one again this Saturday in Belhaven, and I hope there's a big turnout. I mean, because that's what we need that.
Yeah, you need to. I mean, if I'm at home and I see some people coming down the street cleaning my neighborhood up, I'm gonna feel bad. Let me get out here and help them because look how our neighborhood is so bad. People got to come clean up. I'm gonna be out there helping them clean it up.
Yes.
And so we got to get people, like you say, with that pride.
Yes.
The sense of community. We got to get people back loving their community, because when you take pride in your community will flourish.
Yep.
And-
Now, some people, though, I think feel disenfranchised, and this kind of goes back to the voting issues.
Mhm.
And we're seeing this even, you mentioned the statewide concerns, but I'll tell you, I'm a little nervous about even here in Jackson. I'll give one specific example. Midtown, the neighborhood, it's in Ward 7, and previously, half of that neighborhood has always voted at the Good Samaritan Center in the sort of center of Midtown. The other half of Midtown, they used to vote at Rowan, the JPS school that has since been closed. They were moved somewhere else. Then they were moved back to Rowan. Even though school was closed, they still opened it up for voting.
Uh-huh.
Then they were moved to a church. Now the whole neighborhood is all voting at Good Sam. Now half that neighborhood is going to say, you've just had me vote at 17 different places. I don't even know where I'm supposed to vote anymore. And I'll tell you what, I've been talking to poll workers. When somebody comes to the polls and you have to say, I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry, ma'am, this isn't your voting precinct, 9 times out of 10, they say, I'm going home.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to go home. And I can't really blame them, because when you get jerked around that much and you're at 50 different voting places, of course you're not going to feel enfranchised. And so I think that leads to people saying, if we can make sure that our citizens have a voice in the process, that we streamline the process as much as possible, then we can encourage the city cleanups. Then we can encourage, all sorts of things. It sort of spirals. We need to make sure that people have that right.
There's some states, I know one, I can't think of one in particular, but if you're registered to vote, you can go in any precinct and vote.
Wow,
Well,
that's a good idea.
No matter where
That's
it is.
good. I never heard that.
I want to. Is it Missouri? Missouri I can't think. I'm going to look that up. But you can go in any precinct, and
Yeah.
I mean that's the way.
Well, I like the states where you automatically have the right to vote. You don't have to go register to vote.
Yeah.
You just you vote.
You,
Yeah.
you got there, you vote. But here, like you said, that is, and that when we look at low voter turnout, especially here in Jackson, those are causes that attribute to it. Because most people, if you go, they're going to vote before they go to work or on their lunch break, and they be like, "Well, I ain't got time to run all across town. Forget it. If they want to be voting, they
right.
would." And so they give up on it, and they don't. You don't have a lot of them that be like me. I'll try to the end of the world to go vote if I have to. But so that's right. We need to make it, make it more accessible, make it easier. We're looking at precinct closures all around that are happening. Now, we did have some legislation that came up. It was authored by Representative Summers, which will restrict them from closing voting precincts 60 days prior to an election. So that helps out, because sometimes you have
it's not the last minute changes
Yeah,
that we're seeing now.
you're close 2 weeks before election, you close precincts. So I'm definitely I'm happy about that. And I think we have a caller calling in. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Good afternoon or evening, Fabian in New York. How y'all doing?
Doing good. How you doing this evening?
Good, good. Listen, is downtown in the Ward 7?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so I have a question for you. What can you do to help revitalize downtown as a Ward 7 council person? The landmark building, it looks, the Marriott is closed. I think Jackson State is interested in that in terms of dormitories for some of their students. But in terms of bringing businesses back to the town and helping revitalize it, what would be your plan? What would be your strategy to do that?
That's a great
And I'll
question.
hang up in this.
Thank you, caller. We're gonna turn to it right now.
That's a great question.
Before you go now, I want to throw this out here. Michigan, Miss Catherine said Michigan is one of the states where you can vote wherever you want to vote.
Amazing.
So that's a good thing. You go and get to the caller's question.
Yes. Let me address downtown. The first thing I'll say, again, I want to start with some good. Union Station is having a multi-million-dollar renovation. There's going to be, yes.
Did not know that.
There's going to be a rooftop feature. There's going to be some like Erie's, and they're creating a way where local chefs can have like a piece of it. So it's not some big fancy place. It's lots of folks kind of all coming together. So I always want to talk about kind of what's good, but certainly there's some challenges downtown. And I've met with a lot of downtown leaders already. And some of the simple things that they're asking for is just, can we get these lights on? Like, it's very dark downtown. We want some lights, simple things like that, following through on the infrastructure piece. They also see themselves growing in residential. And so there's about 500 residents downtown, and their goal is to get to about 1,800, 2,000 residents, because that's when you start getting your grocery stores, your gyms, your other areas downtown. So I think that's sort of the right move. I fully support David Blunt's proposal that any state agency that is able to locate their offices downtown, because there are some vacant buildings that are perfect for municipal agencies coming in and taking care of. And so I think those are the pieces. We focus on making it a residential area, creating housing opportunities there. We focus on basic infrastructure, making sure that the lights are on, that there's adequate police presence, and that it feels like a safe community. And I think those things will do a lot to begin to help expand what the good that's already being there.
And the caller did mention something very interesting in regard to the Marriott Hotel. That was a world-class resort at one point in time when it was open. It was the place to go. And now it is closed. It's for sale. Jackson State has been, attempting to purchase it, for student housing. And I know people are going to beat me up for what I'm about to say, but I want Jackson State to have a dormitory on campus.
I'm in favor of that.
I want them.
I think that's better suited as a student. You get to actually experience the full college totality by being on your campus versus having to commute.
Yes, and I want
to. But I'm in favor either or. But my first preference would be
on campus, and as a state, we need to build a dormitory. I mean, we've done it for other schools because we have to think about transporting the kids from downtown. It's close, but if I'm sending my child out of state, I wouldn't want them living downtown and then on college on the other. They have to be transported to college. But secondly, the reason I say that is because we only have 2 hotels downtown, the Westin and the King Edward. We got a convention center down there. That building needs to be repurposed. I think that's vital in the area that it's in. I think that's vital to start getting tourists and getting people to come back to that area. That's going to be the lifeblood of bringing downtown back to life, because it was vibrant. Totally. You go downtown now, there aren't any restaurants down there. Like there used to be a lot of restaurants. They're few and far between. Even the Chick-fil-A just closed in Regents.
Was a big hit.
Yeah.
Most people look forward to that.
Yeah, that's it. But I like the plan for downtown. Yeah. So how much of downtown? Because I think it was who was it? Was Alderwoman Lindsay and Alderman Hartley. He was wanting more of the downtown.
Yeah, Ward 7 has all of downtown and Farish, the Farish Street.
And I think Farish is a big one for most people. It's a big ticket item because people wanted to see that thoroughfare to become revitalized. Now I do want to share this. I was on Mill Street this weekend, and I see that they are definitely taking those as what I was accustomed to growing up as the shotgun houses, and gentrification is looking like what's taking place. And so I'm glad to see that happening. I just want to know or make certain that whomever, gets that seat, that we're going to make sure that we continue the process of beautifying that area and repurpose in a sense, and allowing the small mom and pop business to come in and actually grow from that project, because I think that would definitely help people get out of some state of poverty in essence.
What was the appropriation bill that came through today? Somewhere in the area, we are getting ready to buy a few like abandoned, dilapidated structures and demolish them. I think they're going to probably put a parking lot in wherever it is, but it's close. It's somewhere over there. I think it's closer to Sand and Sun.
Okay.
It's right in there, but I'm all for that. Of course, I don't want to tear whole neighborhoods down and put parking lots, but if we need a little bit more parking space down there, and there's 3 or 4 houses right there, and it's dilapidated, I'm okay with that. But we got to bring that area back to life.
Yes. I have a question for you. As part of the council, you'll help manage city budgets. I know that you're probably already familiar with some type of budget, but how would you approach the physical responsibilities to make sure, as you alluded to, there's transparency and there's also accountability with the finances for the city?
Yeah, it all needs to be done in public. No backdoor deals. That is going to be important for the city moving forward. And making sure that folks have the opportunity to weigh in and ensure that resources are allocated across the entire city and across the entire ward, so that it's not a concentration of resources in one spot or another, while other areas are being disenfranchised. Bring fairness and equity back to the process.
Gotcha. Okay, and that's a response that I can definitely find very suitable, because one thing that you mentioned, no backdoor deals, which is key, making certain that, because people are taxpayers, so they're wanting to know where their money is going, how is it accounted for. So I definitely agree with that. Now I do know that there are ordinances that are in place. So how would you help ensure that neighborhoods and HOAs and block captains are making certain, as you mentioned too earlier, about the trash and other things, not only just trash, but that being one of the figures, because ordinances are on the books, we're just not enforcing them. So how will we get back to enforcing what's on the books?
Yeah,
to make
code
sure-
enforcement. Yeah, basic
Okay.
code enforcement is the key to that, and making sure that you have a chief of police that is aligned on basic code enforcement structures.
And the thing we talk about all the time, we look at the budget of the city of Jackson. I'm not exactly sure what the budget is now, but we always hear that it's not any money in the budget for that. But going in as a councilman, when you have those budget hearings, and it's up to our city council to say, we're going to pull money from here and we're going to put it there. And we're talking about something, we talk about code enforcement, there needs to be something that a priority should be made on, because those are one of the things that we can affect.
Yep.
If we have money, we can I'm sure we can identify a lot of places where we have a lot of waste that we
Sure.
can say, you know what, right now we don't have time for these pet projects. We got to get the basics.
Yes, I completely agree with you. When we have potholes the size of Louisiana and all of the like we have not doing trash pickup, and we're not doing, like, our 311 system is inconsistent. I mean, really some of the basic city structures need to be put in place. There's an entire graveyard of city vehicles that just haven't been properly maintained, that are just deteriorating.
Are you talking the one over by Hawkins?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I went up there.
Yes.
JPD commander took me over. I was like, what in the world?
Yes.
And there were a lot of like wrecked police vehicles.
All kinds of vehicles.
And when you look at the wrecked police
city services,
and they weren't like to the point where they looked like they were just bad. They just need a little work done.
yes.
And so why
no
are
one's able to do just a little bit of
so they're sitting there and we got to buy new vehicles and things. So yeah,
and we've had issues with the state of some fire departments, and I mean, just we have to take care of these basic things. Yes, I agree.
We do. Well, I'm going to let you wrap it up and tell the voters what they need to do, whatever it is you want to tell them, how to get in contact with you. It's your time.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the first thing is we appreciate all prayers. That's going to be the most important area. The second thing is we appreciate all your votes. So there's a Democratic primary on April 1st, y'all. This is right around the corner. I mean, it's like tomorrow practically. So please make sure you are registered to vote. I'm nervous that they keep switching all these precincts. So make sure you have a plan. Make sure you know where you're going to vote. If you're not registered, go ahead and get registered. Stay active in the process. I've accepted every invitation that comes to me. I'm attending a Millsaps candidate forum. I'm attending Association of South Jackson candidate forum. Anybody that's inviting candidates, I'm happy to be there. I hope folks stay engaged. And again, remember, ward7kevin.com. Check out ward7kevin.com if you want to get involved, learn more, follow the socials, all the things. But we appreciate your vote. Thanks so much for having me. This has been wonderful, and I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, we definitely will have you back on.
I hope for it. Yeah.
That's it.
We got a lot to talk about.
Kevin for 7.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
very
much.
much.
I appreciate
All right.
it.
And good
Thank
luck.
you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you all.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, so y'all have heard from our from another candidate that's running for city council in Jackson, Ward 7, and we had Ward 1. Ms. Hey, what's going on,
we
Ralph?
have-
How you doing? All right, and so yeah, that is good. We're happy that we can really bring the candidates out here and let them talk, let their voice be heard, and so that people can hear from them. That's so important. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Ms. Bowman, but I forgot what it was. It
Well,
slipped my
while
mind.
he's still thinking, you all, I'm gonna go on with the other announcement I had that was sent to me. That I want to make certain that I announce about a kidpreneur. Young people who are starting their businesses definitely want to start our youth. So the Alpha Generation Youth Entrepreneur Expo will be Saturday, March 1st. I know this is kind of early, but I just want to put it on people's radar. Saturday, March 1st, 2025,
Okay.
from 10 to 2. Salvation, it'll be at the Salvation Army. The kids that can participate is age kindergarten through 21. The goal of the event is to inspire youth to start their own business. So again, it's called the Alpha Generation Youth Entrepreneur Expo. It's March 1st. So I'll keep announcing it so that you all know, and I also tag it on my social media page. So you all will have that information as well. While he's still looking, you all, I do want to let you know on this Sunday, I think that date will be February 16th. So I am correct, February 16th at 10:15 a.m. Representative Fabian Nelson will be speaking at Greater Mount Zion MD Church. He'll be sharing a little bit about Black history. He'll be showcasing and talking about some things that I think that are very informative for our young, youthful, and young adult and older adults to be engaged in. Also, Mr. Hobson will be there to share a little bit of his story. So I highly recommend you all to come out if you're available in Raymond. So 244 Dry Grove Road in Raymond, Greater Mount Zion. Definitely come out and support any church that's showing patronage to Black history.
And are y'all serving food afterwards?
It's just like a wide back person, you all, they looking for food.
That's it. Well, y'all have food afterwards or not?
I'm not at liberty to state at the moment.
I'm gonna tell you, if they having food, y'all better come out because they gonna feed you too. Your pants about to bust open. They have catfish and ribs. They have plates on top of plates, and those ladies they gonna feed you. They go, here you go, another plate. Here you go, take one home. They have a cake on it. They're gonna have the sodas. and gonna have sweets and everything. So y'all, if y'all don't want to come hear me, y'all can get y'all a plate.
This man is crazy.
It is. So y'all got some good food out there. They got that. I can't even. Y'all need to definitely come out. But definitely, we gotta. I'm honored to be able to go and speak to our young kids about Black history. When we're talking about the elimination of DEI, it's going to be up to us to tell the story to our kids because we see that they're not going to be able to get it at the schools. So, the government can control what we're doing in schools and in the workplace, but they can't control what you do at your house and what you do at your church. Miss Catherine said greens and mac and cheese.
Listen, that's right up his alley.
That is it. That's it. Right up my alley. I get that from my dad, and my dad love to eat. He's have all the women cooking in town, all the old ladies cook for her. We got a caller. Hey, caller, you on the air?
Yes, sir. My name is Eric Ballard. I'm from Madison County.
Yes, sir.
Whatever happened to all that money supposed to went to Mayor Boulevard?
You're talking about is that the federal money from Department of Transportation?
Yes.
Okay, so they went out and they repaved that whole area and they do sidewalks as well over on Medgar Evers, didn't they?
Sidewalks did go. Not 100% certain, but I think they did.
Yeah, I want to say they did sidewalks, and I know they repaved it, so it looks a lot better over there as far as just the infrastructure for the road. But we still do have a lot of work to do just within the neighborhood as well. But they're making progress over there.
I think what's that? Like David Archie, Mr. Archie, he was involved in that. Supposed to be looking into that. Man, that place. Ooh, what happened to the lighting?
Yeah,
Lighting. I thought lighting was a part of the project.
Yeah.
Now I know it may not be well lit all the way down, but there is light compared to what it was.
Yeah, they have, like I said, they made progress, and I'm not sure how much money it was. That's it's not my area, so I'm not sure how much money, but I do know that it was some money through Department of Transportation. I think it was some federal money. I don't know if it was federal money or if it was MDOT money that went towards putting the sidewalk. I know MDOT did the sidewalks, but I do know that they did do a lot of work over there. But there still is work to get done over there in other neighborhoods around there.
What about the abandoned stores?
About the abandoned stores?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We got to get our we have to get our businesses back into place. When we talk about economic development, making our communities attractive so people will want to come in and bring businesses. And I think that's the first step, making sure that we got, well-lit roads and paved roads to really get our community back involved.
Man, we got to get on board. We got to do something. That's rough down through there.
You're absolutely right. We have to. My aunt used to live right off of Medgar. It was right about Hines Community College behind them in that neighborhood. And so we got it, but we're fighting and we're gonna keep on pushing.
Well, I do want to say that we do all have to play our part, but I want to encourage everyone when you hear about neighborhood cleanups and you hear about ways to get actively involved, make certain you connect those dots with those individuals, especially those elected officials, because we have voted them into office to say you're our representation and we want you to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then for us as citizens, when we hear these things, making certain that we're doing our part. So many times I hear it all the time. People are complaining about what's not going on. But these same people, I don't see them at our local cleanups we have. Like we just had a cleanup in South Jackson. I received a call today about, how bad South Jackson looked. And my response was, we just had a cleanup for MLK and I did not see you there. And that wasn't to be ugly or to rude.
I did a good job.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank
I
you.
did see that.
Thank you. And that was my whole response to the person. I'm not being ugly or rude, but where were you? You live in the community. So why didn't you participate to help us keep your community clean? Because I can throw the trash out there.
And we
but
had,
I felt bad
and
for
we-
the way it looked.
and we even had college students that from out of
Correct.
that didn't even live here from other states that want to come out and just say
Correct.
Jackson's home for us, so we want to do what we can to help our city.
Correct.
And so we're gonna keep on pushing. We're gonna get out there and we want everybody to show up to the table.
That's it.
And like I say, even if you can only pass out water, just be your presence and be there.
Correct.
Well, let's keep the good work up, and I'm gonna get with Mr. Stokes, and I want to do a lot of volunteer work down at Martin Luther King Monument and Church's Chicken Night right there in front of there.
Oh, that'd be a great spot. That's the Freedom Corner area. Great spot.
It is it. And thank you so much, caller.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Hey, caller, you on the air?
Yes. This is Addie Green. I'm on the library board. And is Key Elementary School is in your area?
That is in Representative Crudup's area. Is it Crudup or Greg Butler? I think it's in Representative Crudup's district, but it's very close to my district.
Okay. Well, they're having to board up that library over there and trash everywhere. I want to meet with him to find out how we can get something done. It's too many people over there, and Key Elementary having classes going on, and the children have to look at that abandoned library, as well as homeless folks is coming in and out. So they tell me that they are coming out just embarrassing to the children with the clothes off and you name it.
Yes, so
Ms.
Green, we're gonna look ahead to putting us out the studio, and I'm gonna give you a call back, and we're gonna definitely get a handle on this. Okay, Ms. Green.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Y'all hear to say it's time to go, so we're gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. As always, we will